Hey there, my name is Thom Gibson. I am the social media manager over at ConvertKit. If you're wondering, like, man, this guy must be a really big ConvertKit fan to have the ConvertKit logo in the back of his set. But even though I work at ConvertKit, I saw a ton of value in hiring Robby to give me a ConvertKit audit. So I reached out to him because I'm a former classroom teacher, and so I've got a business supporting teachers in creating a positive classroom culture for their students, an online course, a bunch of lead magnets, an evergreen newsletter. And I knew there were like little things that I could be doing to improve the entire experience, but I wasn't exactly sure where to start. Like, what exactly is the highest leverage thing that I could do to begin to make more course sales, or to begin to get more people reading the evergreen newsletter, or begin more people as part of the sales experience, and like getting sales emails and knowing who those should go to. And so what I loved that Robby did was that he went in and looked at everything. He looked at every visual automation. He looked at every sequence that I had. He looked at opt-in emails, and were things it looked like you duplicated this email because you have this messaging from the other lead magnet on this opt-in email that doesn't correspond. You know, finding all these little things that I didn't even realize, like, oh, like that's not the right email to go here, or do I need all these tags that are not relevant? Or the biggest things that he realized, he's like, hey, you're selling a course, but you don't have a sales sequence. And I'm like, that's a good point, Robby. Thank you for doing this audit. I mentioned the course and everything, and would send people to the landing page, but I never set anything up to have a proper sales sequence at the right time for those who were entering my newsletter funnel. And he gave me a bunch of insights and looked at the reporting of my evergreen newsletter and what emails were doing well and what could use some improvements, maybe some subject line changes. But I loved it. I mean, it was so comprehensive, but he didn't just give me a list of like, here are all the things you need to do. He said, these are the three highest leverage activities and things that you can do to meet your goals. In this case, was more sales of my online course. And then he had a bunch of kind of priority levels for a bunch of other things, low priority, medium priority, and then high priority. So I was able to take that advice and then see, like, okay, let me focus on these high leverage activities first, and then out of these other things that he recommended, what are some of the high priority ones that I should take a look at? And it was little things like mistakes in certain emails that were saying one thing and they were connected to the wrong landing page, that kind of thing. So I would definitely recommend this to anyone who has been using ConvertKit for a little while and you've accumulated a handful of visual automations and sequences and tags and segments, and the idea of going in and sorting it and deciding what needs to go and what needs to stay and what needs to change is intimidating and daunting, and you don't even know where to start. Robby is the guy to take care of that for you, and he is super thorough. He recorded a Loom video where he went through all the feedback, which was super helpful. So I highly recommend you check out Robby Miles to do an audit of your ConvertKit account.